It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Benny 88. Day in that neighborhood. My brothers and sisters. Stack is back, man, for another one, man. And we going back to a channel, bro, that we have been to plenty times before. He just dropped the video very recently. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. Mike from that chapter. Going back to that chapter, man. The title of this video is "This Depraved Monster Abducted a Teen from a Sleepover." Think about that, bro. You know how I'm thinking it's like little girls, you know, it's a little slumber party they got going on. Imagine dropping your daughter off at a slumber party, bro, and some creepy ass, old ass man come kidnap her, bro, from a slumber party. Wouldn't that just be horrific? When you just feel like shitty for the rest of your life, like just horrible for the rest of your life? I ain't saying that's how the video go. I don't know. But we finna see how it go. But before we see how it go, my people, get whatever you might need. Get what you need so we can hear Mike tell this story of what happened in this horrific sleepover. Y'all got what y'all need? Y'all ready to do it? Then let's fucking do it. Huh?
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video, to set the scene, the year, it is 2008, if you can believe that, and the city I'm taking you to is Reno, Nevada. In January of that year, 19-year-old college student Brianna Denison was back in her hometown over the winter break. She was attending, a couple of events, and she was catching up with some old friends now that she was in college in California. One night, while she was back during that winter break, she went out with her friends. They went out partying to a casino in downtown Nevada, and after that, she went and she crashed at a friend's house on their couch. The next morning, when her friends woke up, and she's a bit of ahead of them, after partying all night, they quickly realized that Brianna was not in the house at all, and then when they called the police, they came to believe that at some point during that night, a person came in and took her. Yeah,
let's
give it a go.
Let's give it a go. And before we give it a go, okay, we got this established, y'all. It's not a little child like I was thinking it was. I'm thinking like a little child, like a little teenager having a little slumber party, sleepover. No, she was in college, bro. She was a grown woman. But how in the hell somebody sneak into your house and kidnap somebody and you don't hear shit? Some sound fishy, man. I don't see how the hell he got up in his house and took her without the rest of the people in the house not hearing nothing. But I don't know, man. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Brianna Denison.
So, to the city of Reno, this story takes us. Reno, about 250,000 people live there, and in the winter it can get cold enough, surrounded by mountains like it is. But it is still the biggest little city in the world, and it was where Brianna Denison called home. Brianna was born in March 1988, growing up in Reno with her younger brother Brighton and her mother Bridget. Her dad, Jeff, sadly passed away when she was 6 years old, and for a time the family moved to her mother's hometown of Mendocino before it was back to Reno. Brianna, Breezy, she was outgoing. She just loved traveling. She actually traveled the world. She went to Mexico, to Italy, to Japan, to Hungary, to France, traveled across America. She even lived in Rome for a year. Bree graduated from Reno High School in 2006, and she wanted to work with children. She was a very caring person. And so she applied to and was accepted into the Santa Barbara City College, where she was going to major in child psychology. In 2008, she was in her sophomore year, and she was going steady with a lad from Oregon. And as always, things were going great. Until they weren't. Which is usually a part of the story where, I come in and start telling
telling the fucked up shit.
It was during that winter break that Bree, she came back to her hometown of Reno to spend it with friends and with family. She was meeting up, she had a few events to attend, she was partying, and on the 19th of January, it was a Saturday, and that day she was just chilling out at her mother's house for most of the day. That night she was due to attend a concert with her friends, in the city, in downtown Reno. It was dinging. Allegedly. After that, they went to the Sands Regency Hotel and Casino, where Brianna and her friends, they were partying, really, for the night. They had breakfast at the casino diner, then they were dropped off at one of Brianna's friends' houses. They were all going to crash there. This was at about maybe 3:30, 4 a.m. And that was it.
Excuse me, y'all. But do y'all think whoever ended up coming to kidnap her was stalking her from that whole night of events? Like, do y'all think that's somebody who was back in the crowd, been followed them home and all that? Like, where did this dude come from? How is he connected to Brianna? That's what I'm interested to see.
It was the morning after, Sunday morning, the 20th of January, that Brianna's friends, Jessica and KT, they woke up in that house, bit groggy, you know what I mean, after partying all night. Jesus, me head, lads. Seriously, Gatorade. Shitload of Gatorade. Then back to bed with you. Go on now. The house they were at was 1395 McKay Court, right by the university campus. So they woke up in that house at about 9 a.m. They went downstairs, and they were going to start, cooking breakfast. That's when they noticed Brianna, who was supposed to be sleeping on the couch. She wasn't there, and the couch was right opposite the kitchen, so, you can't miss it. It was weird she wasn't on that red leather couch, that they had last seen her rest her weary noggin on at 4 a.m. So they're like, well, maybe she snuck upstairs. There was a couple of empty bedrooms upstairs, but they were, roommates who just happened to be out of town, so Brianna was like, I'll sleep on the couch. Well, they went up and were knocking on the various doors. There's nobody in them. She probably just went outside for a second. No, she didn't. It took about an hour for Jessica and KT to realize Brianna Denison was not in the house at all. But what caused them to stop in their tracks was that, well, okay, maybe she woke up earlier than them and went home, right? Well, no, because all her stuff was still in the house. I'm talking her phone, her purse, her shoes. Brianna, she went to sleep in a tank top and sweatpants. The rest of her clothes was still in the house, and this was winter, the middle of winter in Reno, Nevada, so it would get pretty cold. You wouldn't just be wandering out in sweats. Cold as nuts, I believe is the term. So what KT did then was she called Bridget, Brianna's mother, and be like, hey, she's not here, did she go to you? So Brianna's mother then rushed over, all her stuff is here, but she ain't. But before even Brianna's mother arrived, a disturbing discovery was made. So Brianna was going to sleep, had been, last they saw, sleeping on the couch, and they had, left out a pillow and a blanket for her. The pillow and blanket were still on the couch, and on the pillow they saw what looked like blood.
Damn.
It was then they called the Reno Police Department.
I mean, but shit, even if they would have seen that blood, bro, y'all should have been called, bro. Like he was saying, bro, how in the hell she left the house, but all her possessions are still here? And it's cold as hell outside. And she ain't have nothing but a tank top and some sweatpants. And she left all her clothes and everything here? It was still time to call the police. This is crazy.
Robert, can I help you?
Hi, I need the police at my house. My friend spent the night last night on my couch. She's gone, and there's something that looks like blood on the pillow, and all her stuff's still here.
Soon, that house was a crime scene, and the police quickly theorized that she had been abducted from the house at some point during the night.
This is crazy.
Now, there was a 5-hour window when something could have happened. They arrived back home at about 4 a.m. and then Jessica and Katie woke up at 9 a.m. and Brianna was gone. So that's 5 hours, and it was determined that Brianna last sent a text at about 4:26 a.m. to her boyfriend. The couch Bree was sleeping on was right beside a door of glass, so she would have been pretty visible from outside.
Yeah.
That door also had not been locked. So, what the police, pretty quickly started to think was, well, maybe some creep crept in, because that's what creeps do, creeps creep. And then, goddamn, attacked Brianna while she was sleeping on the couch and abducted her out. All the while...
Y'all ain't locked the door. The door was unlocked. What? What are y'all doing?
Her friends were sleeping right above her, completely unaware. Other than, the pillow, there was no signs of violence, no signs of trauma, like a scuffle or anything like that in the house. The doors looked, the doors had been unlocked, so they hadn't been kicked in, so they just took Brianna while she was sleeping in her tank top and sweats out of the house, and God knows where.
This is crazy.
One of the nicest girls, and if whoever did this is watching, just, she's so nice, just, please, pay her back.
Bree is 19-year-old Brianna Denison, a college student who went to a concert and a party in downtown Reno Saturday. She spent the night on a couch at her friend's house, but by early Sunday morning, she had vanished.
She wasn't there, and I noticed blood on the pillow, so we called the cops, and from there it's just been the nightmare.
Denison's family is not giving up hope, but said they are confused by the events of the night.
What scares me is like the dog not barking. Did he know that person that came in? Did they sleep through a dog barking? Why did Brianna not scream?
No suspects have been named in the case, but they are treating it as a kidnapping.
As you can see, the house is right on the corner, which would have made it easy to come and go when you've got, two angles of attack. The surrounding houses, gardens, streets, sewers were searched. By surrounding, I mean, like, the whole goddamn city of Reno. That pillow, the pillow that they found some blood on it, it also gave the police a little bit more insight into what could have happened, because besides there being blood on it, they also found mascara and what looked like bite marks on the pillow. So, what they thought was that maybe the pillow had been pressed down upon, like, Bree's face, as in maybe to stop her from screaming. The blood was confirmed to be Brianna's. Now, what was interesting is that it doesn't seem she was taken out the same door that this creepy guy came in. It seems like she'd been taken out the back door. Touch DNA, doing a full swab, would be located.
Bro, why I look like all they doors just glass with no coverings? Like, they ain't got no blinds, they ain't got no curtains on these doors. They just glass doors where people just can see in and out your house. Like, I just feel like that shit a little dangerous now. That's just, like, bruh.
Located there on that handle, and it didn't match anyone who lived there. So who did it match? And more importantly, was Brianna still alive? It didn't match anyone in the system, and they didn't know. One suspect did come up. Jessica, one of the girls who, was in the house that night, she had been out, as I said, she had been out partying with them, and she had actually left a little bit earlier than they did, and she had gotten a ride home by a complete stranger. So they were thinking, who's the strange guy who gave you a ride home? Maybe he came back later.
Exactly.
They had his truck on CCTV, and when they, started looking for him, he immediately was like, yeah, that's me, test me. It wasn't him. He hadn't come back.
Welcome back. It's been nearly now a month since California college student Brianna Denison disappeared in Reno.
It could be anyone that you least suspect, and we're asking you to really look at the time of the abduction or up until now somebody that's been missing that just took off. If you have any suspicions whatsoever, please call our confidential hotline.
Now here's something odd and scary. And it immediately made the police go, whoa. Not long before, in that same neighborhood, another woman had been abducted and sexually assaulted. I think it's maybe time to start locking your doors.
I know, right? Should have been.
A month before Brianna was abducted, a 22-year-old foreign exchange student at the University of Nevada was attacked in the wee hours in a car park on campus. Remember, the house Brianna was taken from was right beside the University of Nevada campus. This young woman, while she was walking home in the wee hours of the morning, someone had come up behind her and attacked her, knocked her out. And next thing she knew, she woke up, she was in a truck, and this guy sexually assaulted her. Now, when she reported this to the police, she wasn't able to give them much about who this asshole was, other than he was white and he didn't have much of an accent. But she did know the car, the model of car. It was a Toyota pickup, and she also saw a baby shoe in the back seat. Now, this piece of shit also had kept her underwear as like a trophy or something. But the real kicker was that they were able to get, the DNA from that attack, and it matched the DNA from the door handle. So the same guy who attacked her was also the same person who abducted Brianna Denison.
Okay,
so we got like a son of a bitch out there.
While police in Reno, Nevada search for Brianna Denison, they also think they're looking for a repeat criminal, and they think they have an idea of what he may look like. Authorities say they're looking for a white man between 28 and 40, taller than 5'6". He's got facial hair and is strong but not too muscle-bound. The suspect probably drives an extended cab pickup truck or maybe an SUV. On campus, police say students need to be careful.
They just can't have that "it'll never happen to me" attitude, because if you have developed that attitude, then you've forgotten about safety. You're not using it to your benefit, and it's not a priority in your life, and your chances of being a victim are fairly high.
So the police had somewhat of a description of who they were looking for, who had attacked 2 young women, and they put it out there. And when they did, another, if you can believe it, woman came forward. She said she too had been attacked, and it had happened even earlier, back in October. And understandably, though, she didn't report it at the time, but now she's bravely coming forward to, seeing that this was a missing persons case. She told the police her story. Again, her attack had been on the University of Nevada campus, once again in a car park. He had held a gun to her head and assaulted her. He also, once again, made her give him her underwear. We got a full-on, collector.
Yeah, we got a little sick motherfucker on our hand, don't it? He want to connect the women drawers as souvenirs. He want to take the panties home. What the fuck?
Here. Now, she was actually, though, able to see his face, and this time they could do a sketch.
Look like he crazy.
3 attacks in 3 months, and he would likely strike again. They had a sketch, They had DNA, they tested all known sex offenders in the area, and nothing. Nothing. The DNA didn't match anyone who lived in the area that they tested. It didn't match anyone in a database. This guy's a ghost! Weeks went by. It was in mid-February that a man on his lunch break was walking through a field on the opposite side of Reno from the university that he found something.
Oh, man.
It was Brianna. Though she was out in the elements for so long, she had to be tested to be confirmed, and she was confirmed.
A body found in Reno, Nevada Friday is that of 19-year-old Brianna Denison. Police confirmed the identity Saturday. Police say they're looking for a serial rapist who has been tied by DNA evidence to at least 2 other crimes.
They'd finally found her in not exactly the situation they wanted, but the one they'd feared. Right beside her body, it was like this guy was taunting the police because there was 2 sets of underwear right beside her. One had the DNA of an unknown woman, and the other belonged to KT, who lived in the house Brianna was in. Obviously, during this attack abduction, he had stolen underwear. On that underwear was the killer's DNA and Brianna's, and from ligature marks, it was determined she had been strangled to death with that pair of underwear. This is some sick shit.
Yeah, this dude here is sick as fuck, bro. He's sick as fuck, bro.
After that, things went nowhere, and months would go by. Tips will come, tips will go, leads would end up being dead ends.
We've got to take on some urgent business in Reno, Nevada. Cops need your help to hunt down the killer of 19-year-old Brianna Denison, a cold-hearted predator whose crimes have escalated from molestation to rape and finally to murder.
He is believed to be white and in his early 30s with a square chin and short goatee or beard. He is also believed to be between...
Then, in November 2008, one of the countless tips they got in garnered a little bit of curiosity. See, that tip mentioned underwear, something our boy is a fiend for. It was an anonymous tip, but it seemed like a titch more credible than the myriad other ones that came in. The name they were given was James Biela, and doing a search of him, well, look what the cat dragged in, because he looked like our sketch, and you didn't need to squint.
Damn, so do it.
He also had recently owned the truck that one of the victims had said she'd been abducted in. He also, remember one of the victims said she saw a baby shoe? He also had a 4-year-old son. It also turned out that back in February, remember when Brianna's body had been found, he quit his job, he sold his truck, and he went out of town for a while before coming back in a new car.
This gotta be our man, right? Everything pointing towards him, right, y'all? This him, right? This is him. This is he. This is him.
James was born in 1981, so 7 years older than Brianna at 27 years old. At age 9, he and his family moved to the Reno area, and he was a partying guy, described as the life of the party. He could make you laugh. He also loved doing the martial arts. Something people would say he could actually be a bit of a bully and bastard, and he would, martial arts the shite out of you. He joined the Marines out of high school, but was discharged in 2001 due to his drug use. After that, he worked in construction, and he was a bit of a drinker. He had some trouble too. One girlfriend, she had a restraining order against him, and another time he had, in a drunken rage, threatened a neighbor with a knife. When spoken to, he got very nervous about the subject of Ms. Denison, and he refused to give a DNA sample. He said, listen, I'm not giving you DNA. Why would I give you DNA? Only, I'm not guilty here. And he said, well, listen, I've got a girlfriend. Look at me. She'll give me an alibi for where I was that night, so you don't need to worry. The police then went and spoke with James Biela's girlfriend, and it turned out she was actually the one who had sent in the anonymous tip. She had found women's underwear in the back of his truck and had called the police. She gave the police permission to test their son's DNA, as it would, they could tell, basically, they would share DNA. And when it came back, it matched. So they arrested James Biela.
Reno, Nevada police say they have arrested a suspect in the kidnapping and killing of a 19-year-old college student. Police issued a statement overnight announcing a news conference Wednesday morning on the arrest of a suspect in the slaying of Brianna Denison.
James' girlfriend, when it was confirmed that he was the one who had attacked 3 women and killed one, she was none too pleased at all with this bad bastard. And by that I mean she was none too pleased with James. She kind of refused to... You'll see.
Wow.
Did you do this? Oh my god, did you? Did you? I don't know if I should hit you or hug you. Did you shoot me? Did you look me in the face? Did you?
He can't even answer her, bro. And I know where she coming from. Like, bro, you in a relationship with some Imagine, like, some of y'all out there, you in a relationship or you married, even married to somebody, bro, and they a fucking serial killer in the closet, and you don't know at all. You think they just this amazing person you gonna spend the rest of your life with. They so good, they so great. Hey, I love them. And the whole time, this motherfucker out here raping and killing women, that shit will hurt, bro. But I gotta give her a dub, man. She get a dub, bro. Because she the one who reported his ass from the beginning. She was the anonymous tip.
Did you? That was not the time. Well, that was not the time. I can't right now. If you didn't do it in a fight to prove your innocence, but what? DNA. What the doesn't matter. And you get an attorney? Oh yeah, that'll work. That's gonna work, huh?
I can't tell you anything.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter to me.
Doesn't matter.
matters to me.
And if I told you I did it, you'd still love me, be with me.
Hell no.
So James was under arrest. He was a serial rapist and killer, and he would go on trial in 2010. He pleaded not guilty.
They describe James Vila as, first of all, an excellent worker, and second of all, a rather friendly guy. But they say his general mood sort of changed around the late part of 2007, the same time Vila is accused of committing the 2 rapes in this case. Prosecutors called Vila's former supervisor, John Latham. Latham said on February 15, 2008, after Brianna Denison's body was found that same morning, Vila quit his job, took his last paycheck, and moved to Washington State. Reno police detective Adam Wignansky. He made contact with Vila after the secret witness tip came in. The detective left a business card on the front door of Vila's home in Sparks. When Vila called him back, he never asked Wignansky why he wanted to talk with him.
It was a slam dunk for the prosecution. The jury found him, after 9 hours, guilty on all counts.
All charges.
He was sentenced to death.
We, the jury in the untitled action, having found the defendant James Michael Vila is guilty of count 4, murder in the first degree, and having found beyond a reasonable doubt that an aggravating circumstance exists in this case, and that any mitigating circumstance or circumstances are not sufficient to outweigh the aggravating circumstances found, therefore by reason thereof, set the penalty of sentence to be imposed at death. Dated the 2nd day of June 2010, signed 4 persons.
He appealed many times, most recently in 2019, and all have been denied by the state of Nevada. And so ends this L story. Scary shit. Abducted while sleeping on your friend's couch, where she felt, safe after a night out of town. Not what you would be expecting. And completely random. He must have saw her through the window and went in that unlocked door. It was his prowling ground. He just stumbled across her and, took advantage of the situation for the worst possible way. Well, he's where he belongs, or soon will be, but he's going to hell. But yeah, that ends this really tragic and disturbing story. And by that I mean it just kind of sort of ends.
Yeah, it just kind of ends, man. I mean, bro, but all this shit, Mike. You know how we do it over here, man. These stories be fucked up, so I ain't gonna never feel too good. But I do be feeling good, bro, when I hear that they got that death penalty, bro. We all got our own opinions on it, bro. But just me straight up, bro. I feel like if you kill somebody, bro, if you commit murder, then they should charge your ass, and you should reap what you sow. You kill somebody, your ass should get charged with the death penalty, bro. That's just me, though. Or at least life. But I prefer the death penalty. And that's just me, bro. That's so crazy, bro. That even when you get the death penalty, you still be alive for years later. He got charged in 2010? It's 2022. He still ain't even, you know what I'm saying? They still ain't actually did it to him. And every time he try to revoke it or try to stop it, they be like, dawg, it's still on the books. You got the death penalty. It's just all about when they actually do it. But at least until then, he locked up. I digress, bro. Good ass story, man. Good ass story from Mike, bro. Woo! It's crazy how them killers, bro, over time, they, like, at first, bro, he was just raping women, but he ain't actually killed the first 2. And the third one, he actually killed. It's like over time, it just get worse and worse. And I gotta give another W, throw the dubs up for his girlfriend, bro, for goddamn reporting his ass when she found them panties in his truck. Like, hold up, nigga, this is tied into what the fuck been going on around here. Is this you? And she couldn't believe it, bro, because when you in love with somebody, you'll never believe that they a fucking deranged ass serial killer out here. That's crazy. I digress again, bro. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here, man. Hey, man, Mike, bro, we can sit right here and talk about Mike videos forever and forever and forever. But until I see y'all again, my friends, the Bean Baby Ledge.